Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to the channel of upright men and women.
Now, let's get quickly into today's topic. Tu-tu-tum, tu-tum, tum, tum. Tu-tu-tum, tu-tum, tum, tum. It has come to my attention. Who remember the big tune there? A tune by Chloe Martin. And the title of the tune is It Has Come to My Attention. Well, for those of you, this song was hot in the 80s when it got soul partying back in the 80s. This one a big tune them time there. Same like when you listen Reasons by Earth, Wind and Fire. Anyway, you people, please. I know I cannot give up the 9 to 5. I know me can't go up on Rising Star. Every time I come up with a little tune and try hum a little thing, una always tell me about say, don't give up the day job. I am not giving up the day job. But anyway, this is a beautiful song. It just came to mind a while ago. It has come to my attention by Chloe Martin. Look it up, play it. It's a beautiful song. It transcends all time. It's one of my all-time best songs. And when I'm, as a music selector, when I'm out and selecting 80s oldies, 70s, 80s oldies, I often include this. Not all the while, but it's one of those top songs. Anyway, it has come to my attention that Lisa Hanna is heading back to the JLP. I hear that a meeting had been called between her and some of her most ardent supporters in the constituency, who have decided that since she's getting such a big fight from the Rise movement, who have totally taken over the People's National Party, that she had decided not to run again. And she had the support of some of the top activists in the PNP who are staunch supporters of Lisa Hanna. Now, I heard this news like from about October, November last year. And I heard about the meeting that they had, but I thought it was just rumor. However, somebody who is extremely close to the negotiations that have been going on since before Christmas last year has pinched me and told me a little thing. Soundings on the ground in Southeast St. Anne is telling the Lisa that it's unlikely that she would go back, that she would be re-elected if she ran back again this time around. And this was behind the background, according to what I'm hearing, that for the last 3 consecutive general elections, the number of votes that she has received have gotten less and less and less, to the point where in the last general elections, she just scraped through by the skin of her teeth. And by what she has figured out, or what the her campaign team have realized, is that the chances of her winning, especially on a PNP ticket, does not seem very feasible. But having said that, that was not the reason that pushed Lisa away from the party. That sounding only exacerbated something that had been lingering with Lisa Hanna for quite some time, for a number of years, as a matter of fact. The major issue which came before was the fact that she was never a riser because she had supported Peter Phillips in the last general election. She was a staunch supporter of Peter Phillips. Peter Phillips having lost. Since that loss, she has been facing the backlash from the Rise movement, because it seems that the Rise movement does not want anybody who was a former Peter Phillips loyalist to be part of the People's National Party, or not a part of the inner core of the party. So that, coupled with the sounding of the ground, which she has been doing for about a year, had decided that PNP was no longer a safe place for her. When I say safe, I mean safe in terms of a career in politics. Since this had come to light and she had decided to walk away from the constituency and from the People's National Party, the JLP had been making overtures to her. I hear that the person that they actually sent to break the ice and discuss it with her was no one other than her former husband, David Panton. It seems that they are now back to being on very good terms, and it is said that all the acrimony that had existed between them over the years have been settled, and they are now more than just cordial in terms of their relationship. Since then, a number of talks, I hear that's about 3 high-level talks, had taken place between her and the Jamaica Labour Party. Now, word on the ground is that the reason why she has remained there and has not resigned in order to trigger a by-election is that she wants to leave it till the last moment in order to cause the PNP to be searching for a new candidate to fill her space, which would further lead to further acrimony and run jostling when there should be a campaign going on within that constituency. What I'm hearing is that she's not going to vie for a seat in the JLP, but will be working with that party behind the scenes. There is a lot more I could say about this matter because I've got some intimate details. Nevertheless, if I were to reveal certain aspects of what I know, it would be easier to pin the person down from whom I got the information. But if and when this becomes public knowledge, where she come out and actually accept or when an official statement is made, I will tell the public exactly who were in meetings and where this happened and what decisions had been made at those meetings or what agreements had been signed off on, metaphorically, at those times. But from what I'm hearing, one of the surprises that the JLP have in mind is to feature Lisa Hanna on the campaign trail, decked out in their colors and lending general support to the campaign. Now, basically, if Lisa Hanna does this, we have to remember that Lisa Hanna came from a long line of laborites. That is her family tradition. So you might ask, how did she end up as a comrade? Let's go back to her first husband, David Panton. Remember, David Panton was a top JLP activist and part of Young Jamaica, and he was way up in the hierarchy of the party. And she, being from that said background and upbringing, they had gotten married. Don't forget that David Panton was the one who formed G2K out of Young Jamaica, and when they modernized the Young Jamaica and it became G2K. Now, after the acrimonious breakup or breakdown of their marriage, Panton did not really even remain in Jamaica. He went overseas. And remember, there was a big battle over the custody of their son. So with all of that going on and that bad blood, the People's National Party saw an opportunity. And it was Portia Simpson Miller herself who asked Lisa Hanna to come over to their side. And not only ask her to come over, but say, I will give you a safe seat. I'll just parachute you into a seat where you cannot lose. And Lisa took the opportunity. And one of the main reasons why at the time she took that opportunity was because she wanted to get back at David Panton. because she know how much this would hurt him if she go over and put on the orange t-shirt. So mostly of her joining the People's National Party was not because so much of an ideological preference or commitment, but out of emotions running high and wanting to stick the dagger into her ex-husband. She switched sides, and successfully so. Well, now that she's being totally pushed out of the party and has been effectively forced to resign, and because she's now in good standing and has a good relationship with her ex-husband, David Panton, and father of her only child, it just seems the right thing for her to do. Somebody said that if Portia Simpson Miller was still leading the PNP, that she would never have switched back under any circumstances, and I tend to agree. But with the risers who have now taken control of the PNP and are now sticking the daggers into her at every turn she makes, the toxicity is at an extremely high level, and she thinks, and rightly so, that it is time for her to go. Guys, the next few weeks will be very revealing. Yes, man, there are some very interesting times ahead. Stay tuned in to the channel. And if you have not yet subscribed, do subscribe and hit the notification bell so that when the other claps come, you just get the notification and it will come up on your screen same time. Now, thank you guys for watching. Like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.